Now, the first question is coming from Jonathan, and obviously you have been using my two-step funnel framework. But okay, in case you are new to this, right? I am actually famous for my two-step funnel framework, Facebook advertising campaign framework, where we usually have 2 tiers of advertisement running. Tier 1 is to go for the cold audiences, which is to bring in the fresh audience into the whole so-called the big funnel, the top of funnel. And then eventually the tier 2 is for retargeting advertisement, where we will retarget people specifically based on, specific actions taken, like video views, like anything like that. Even if you're selling on Shopee, doesn't matter. We still have a framework for that. So later I will point you to some of my courses available that you can learn this. But fundamentally, you can go to my website, trevabacademy.com, to learn all these things. Now, Jonathan has implemented the tier 1 and tier 2 framework. Okay, so you created, okay, here's the thing, Jonathan, I think you make a mistake. Okay, first thing first, if you create a tier 1 with custom audience 30 days exclusion, your tier 2 is retargeting for 7 days. Okay, okay, I was wrong. Okay, so basically your setup is okay. So what you do here is you notice the cost per click for tier 2 is much higher. Okay, now when your cost per click for tier 2 is much higher, there could be a few reasons. First thing first, it is because your audience coming in is not strong enough. Although you're actually retargeting for 7 days, but you have to check. Now, let's say, for example, if you're using video, all right, we usually use video heavily for our tier 1. So if you're using video, you have to make sure that, let's say if you have maybe like a 2 minutes video, and if you are implementing 50% video view to be retargeted, to be brought into your tier 2 audience, there will be very little people who watch up to 1 minute. That's what I want to say. So first thing first, if your cost is coming up too high, you need to actually broaden your audience, meaning like if you're actually doing like 50% out of a 2-minute video, try to reduce it to maybe like 10 seconds so you can bring more audience into your tier 2, because the tier 2 needs a little bit of an audience in order to run. Okay, so if you check this properly, if you go in and check for frequency and all that, I bet your frequency is very high. So that's the reason why your cost is coming up. So the second thing that you can do with this thing is, if you're still seeing like still not moving, try reducing your budget. Fundamentally, we have an 80-20 budget distribution rule for tier 1, 80%, tier 2, 20%. However, there could be a scenario where your tier 1 is really small and you cannot run. So all you need to do is you really want to you want to bring in more audience for your tier 1. So these are the few things that you look into. So the cost high is not unusual, but not up to this high. So you want to look at these 2 angles, okay? So just give you a quick one. First thing first, you want to check, you want to broaden your audience, meaning that you want to actually reduce the retargeting restriction. Instead of 50%, move it to like 10 seconds or something, so they can bring more people in. Second thing is reduce the budget. So guys, if you're watching this and you're not clear what we're doing, this is a very powerful Facebook advertising framework. I call this the 2-step funnel framework. So if you want to learn this, go to my website and join one of my courses to actually learn this. This is powerful. It's a framework that has guided tens of millions in Facebook ad spend to date. And thousands of entrepreneurs or Facebook advertisers are using that framework to run ads, and they have seen crazy success. Like yesterday, we just noticed one of my coachee that works very closely with me has achieved 106x ROAS, which means you spend $1, you get $100 back. That's insane, right? So it's awesome.